Oh, that was the wrong key. Just a moment, just a moment. Okay. I almost started to play retro games there. So, hello everybody! Nice to have you here in the stream. Welcome to yet another art stream. I hope everything is working. Before we start with the Surrealist landscape and I talk a little bit about the thumbs that we made, I just want to make a quick shout out to Trakia and Stefan Weinert Music. Both of these great people followed me in my off time. I guess that had something to do with my music stream, I guess. So, welcome! It's always a pleasure for me to welcome new people to the Phyrexiana. And again, I don't know if they are watching the stream or not, so let's just do it one more time in German. So, nochmal vielen Dank hier, Trakia und Stefan Weinert Music, für euren Follow. Das war mir einfach nur ein Anliegen, nochmal das zu sagen. Da mache ich eigentlich bei jedem, dass ich ihn nochmal explizit begrüße und da kommt ihr auch nicht drum rum. Auch wenn ihr es, glaube ich, in der Off-Time gemacht habt. Aber ja, schön, dass ihr da seid und jetzt machen wir weiter mit dem Art-Stream. Okay, sorry for the short German excursus here, and yeah, basically we did these thumbnails for the for Theros, who requested a surrealist painting, and he decided to go with number 6, which is a nice choice. I had other favorites, but that's okay. And I'm very curious how we can work with this image. And yeah, I already cut out. Oh, wait a moment, what is happening there? I think this wasn't supposed to happen. So I already cut out the image and I did some Photoshop. I don't know, it just saves so much time and yeah, basically gives me a couple of colors to work with, and yeah, that I think is nice. And despite my announcement not to do it, I think it's just faster and we stick to it. So let me just merge down the layers, which is done now. And I also did a quick perspective grid. And I think before we go in detail to the grid, I just want to again throw a couple of brush strokes here on the canvas and see how we are doing. And again, I want to pay special attention to the fact that we're drawing a surrealist landscape, so I hope I don't wander too much into fantasy art territory. It's just something we have to be aware of. Yeah, as I said in the beginning of the stream, I hope you are all doing fine. I had to cut one stream because of real life. I was invited to a 40th birthday, and this was very, very cool. We had incredible weather. It wasn't too hot. At the end it got a bit chilly, but for the most part weather was very nice and we had great beer, great fun, and also live music. It was really nice. let us decide where the light is coming from. I think I go for this direction again. And I think I want to separate out this, yeah, I guess rock or mountain in the background. And this has to be a bit more dark. And again, to separate it out, let's just use the lasso tool. I think I want to use it like that. Soft brush to push that a bit in the background. And I think same thing here. Push this just back a notch. And I think I use the chop brush again though. I have to be now a bit more aware of the perspective, so just add these guidelines. At the moment I just think about refining edges and not destroying the overall composition with what I'm doing here. I need to push that a bit in the background, that looks better. And if we have the light coming up from here, it should be, I guess everything should be a bit darker, shouldn't it? This should be darker indeed. If we can just grab the color and put it to the other side. I'm not sure if I'm digging the colors here on this. I guess it's a cloud. Like it has a lot of the same color properties as the background here. Need to be a bit careful with that. So let's see. So much to do now. I really have to be careful not to destroy the original composition of the thumbnail. Just a quick look sometimes helps. And now I want to be extra careful to follow the perspective a bit more. We can lighten up this a bit to make the 3-point perspective a bit more pop. I think that is okay. I need to stay a bit away of the regular fantasy tropes. I'm already doing Spiky Mountains and stuff, and I don't think that it's the style that I want to go for. Let's see if we can do anything with the color here. Like this is, it's green. Oh my. Actually crazy. We just push this a bit more in the background. Still not sure that this is what we're looking for. Again, we want to be extra careful with the perspective. And again, I don't know who's currently watching, but if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I try my very best. Or if you just want to have a quick chat, that is fine too. I really enjoy this. No need to be afraid. But if you just want to work, that's also fine. That's really cool and it is encouraged. No problem at all. So at this stage I'm just throwing random shapes at the canvas and see when do we get something that looks kind of nice, kind of surreal. Oh, App Studio Paint, what are you doing? I hope you aren't crashing. Would be bad. I think we want to have a bit more darker values going on here. And let's see if we can use some of the oily brushes, maybe? But for now, again, the chop brush is doing me so much favors. Let's just stick to it for the moment. Okay, and let's get rid of the grid section. And I do think that I want to lighten up the area here quite a bit. So let's just do that. Oh my god. This is so bad. It's okay though. We'll overpaint this a couple of hundred times anyway. So let's get the soft round brush. Yeah, I think that's cool. Let's get rid of the marquee tool and use I think this is a bit too crisp. Okay. Need something a bit more subdued. The oily brush maybe. I don't know which one. Which one is the best for what I'm trying to achieve.
Sorry, I just...
Do you like it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like...
Yeah, I think we could have a very nice landscape here, but it's still all pretty rough and still need to do a lot of perspective work. It's okay though. We will get somewhere. I really do like the texture that it gives me here with this brush. I think I want to, yeah. Get a bit of a more saturated look here in the background. It looks weird at the moment, but I think this will turn out pretty nice. We can tone this down quite a bit to make the indication of some architecture going even further in the sky. I need to switch though. Is this one instead? Yeah. Instantly this looks a bit nicer. I need to be aware of the light. And again, this is supposed to be the backside of this flying thing, whatever. The nice thing with drawing in a bit of a more surreal style is that you don't really have to worry about functionality. But to be perfectly honest, I don't do that as much when I'm doing fantasy painting, so take that with a grain of salt, I guess. And let's get rid of the grid for a short moment. Maybe even darken this down a bit more. We need to be a bit aware of contrast creep. But for now, I think we are progressing quite fine. Spiky Mountains, as always. We want to give them a little bit on a twist on the top. I'm not sure if I pick the tonal values here all that much. think this all looks a bit dark. We can fuse this together. Can't do that. And let's push that in the background, maybe make it a bit more uniform. And maybe now use the soft round brush. Yeah. And maybe do the same here. Okay, and go back to the chalk brush. And we can even go a lighter blue here. Accentuate the edges like I love to do. This has to go up quite a bit to not introduce a tangent. Let's get the grid once more. And we do want to have some indication of the perspective. Wait a moment, this should be like this, right? And here I think I need to emphasize the edge change quite a bit. Make this stick out a bit more. I don't know if that's a plant or some foreground element. Can't really define. It needs to be quite dark though. Let's get the grid rolling again, because I think this is a bit dicey on the perspective here. This isn't really showing that much. Please don't crash Affinity. Oh, it's not Affinity anymore. It's Clip Studio Paint. Oh, man. Made a wrong call there. We have a very bad tangent going on here, so we need to fix that. I think by just moving this heavily. The light should be on the other side though. Let's get the grid rolling again. And this looks okay-ish. I think I want to add another element here. Not sure if to go down way deeper here to the vanishing point. Let's see. So much stuff to do here. I don't even know where to start. I usually, in these situations, I go for the things that bother me the most and then try to correct them a bit. And I think it's actually a good practice to hop a bit around in the image and not focus too much on one particular place, because you can really get in the habit of doing too much contrast there, which is known as contrast creep, something I always mention. And another problem is that you then sometimes lose the composition and you have to re-establish it. I think I want to push that down. And I think here too. I'm really sorry because I like the color scheme, but tell you what, since this is a surreal landscape, I think we can get away with some things that are not really that much grounded in reality. And I think I want to keep the colors here. But let's not push that in the background. I think if we were to go for a more fantasy-oriented artwork, I would need to reconsider this, because this is actually impossible in reality. But in dreams, everything might happen. Let's look at the grid again, where we went a bit off. Another point that I constantly do when drawing here is that you really shouldn't be afraid to lay down your colors. Usually it even helps when the program crashes, because then you have more of an idea what you wanted to do and what did work and what didn't. That when you come back to a second time and redraw it, it usually turns out better. So point is, just throw some color on the canvas and overpaint it if necessary. It's usually far better approach than to just undo everything again and again. I mean, I know there are some things terribly wrong with this, but I just keep on pushing and pushing, and after a certain amount, things start to sort out, like almost by themselves. Draw without fear. That's, I think, a good tip. Maybe we can even put, I mean, that's a very, very bright green there. Something like that, maybe. Yeah, this is almost parallel here in the perspective. I guess we can then push this a bit more as soon as we have more foundation. But for now, just keep it like that. The thing you want to consider, especially when doing both more abstract pieces and realistic pieces, is constantly want to think about forms and edges and how they separate. Like, for example, look at this area here, okay? I mean, tell me if you don't want to be lectured, but a lot of people watch these streams on YouTube then again, and maybe that is educational for them. Like, those colors, they blend into each other quite a lot. Like, you have this dark green, and you have like this, I guess, lighter green that's still a bit darker. They blend together a lot, and usually you don't want that. So what you can do, and what I constantly use as a quick fix, is to just mask that out, and you can see this doesn't have to be exact. In fact, I do that rough all the time. And then you can take a bit of a lighter color to separate it, because you have two dark colors, right? So a bit of a lighter color here with the soft round brush will separate this. Like that. And now you have a much clearer separation, and you can go back with, I guess, with a chalk brush or something like that, and then we introduce a bit more of the perspective, and yeah, already you created a bit of an additional layer. Like, this looks 3D, right? Much more than what we had before, and this is actually a very easy trick, right? And do you think here we might want to use a brush like this, which is very random? Still have to be aware of light and shadow though. Let's switch to the chalk brush then. And since we are now down from the horizon line, these things would need to have a bit of a top which is lighter. This doesn't need to have that. And still, if we don't really like the style, we can always paint over this, improve it further. And same problem here, we have a bit of a bad plane change here. We'll just use a lighter color and separate it out. Might be a tad too much. Okay, we can come back and tone everything down. Something like that. Yeah, I need to fix that. I really don't like the edge there. And I think here in the background we really need a lot more light and through, that we can separate out really far background. I guess this needs to go down, go up quite a bit. And this is a prime example of tensions that we're creating. Might be not even tensions, but like think of this as a microcosm living here. And you have these two objects, one orange, one blue, and they are very similar in shape and size. And you kind of want to avoid that. So make one bigger and one smaller. Did it. Fixes things. And here we need to come down and have this bit more dark. Let's see. What is bothering me? And also, one thing I want to reiterate is that it's usually a great idea to do thumbnails beforehand to get the composition right, and we actually did this. Like I did a couple of thumbnails here, like those were the ones we have started with, and there was the guy who wanted me to do this surreal landscape with channel points. You can basically buy landscapes that I do for you. And he settled for 6, and I think pretty much all of these work in a certain way. I had my favorites. 6 was not among those, but that's okay. We can still make that work. I think I liked 1, 2, and 8 the most, and 5 was really nice, but had this fantasy vibe. So which is why I wasn't going for it. And 3, 4, and 9 could make them work, but I think especially in 4 and 9 the color palette looked a bit muted, which is something I do like, but I don't think that worked that well for the task at hand. Maybe it could, I don't know. So, and if you then did your thumbnails, you can all reiterate on them a bit more and see if you like one, you're unsure. But in this case, we went straight for number 6. And the nice thing that you have when you're doing thumbnails is the composition is already laid down. Like, look at this and squint your eyes a little bit, and you can see that it's essentially the same thing. Even though we iterated quite a bit now on this, we have to do a lot more work. And also, Ragnik, nice to have you here. How are you doing? How is getting over it going along? I guess you haven't played it, right? Since the last stream. It was really a nice stream, Ragnik. I enjoyed this one quite a bit. As you know, I like to see people playing this game get a bit into desperation, but finally they reach the goal, usually. And I think that might be a metaphor also for all the creative processes that we are doing here on the channel when we compose music or when we paint something. It's all about a journey in a way, and overcoming the obstacles, just iterating on it, learning. Finished the cathedral, oh wow, got to the bucket? And now I'm stuck at the anvil, but the anvil comes for the bucket. Oh, you fell down the bucket, okay. So then you have almost finished the game, I must say. Like, bucket is a very late game. Have you done that all in the last stream where I left a bit earlier? Totally crazy, man. All in that version. That's so crazy. I guess you are a bit of a Naturtalent. I don't know the translation for that one. At those areas I did have a lot more trouble. You didn't start the game, yeah. This is a thing that creates a bit of anxiety in the game. That you come so far, and then you kinda don't want to start it, not to ruin your progress. And again, I think it's a good metaphor for all things art related. Because when you have a painting that looks quite nice, let's say you like it you like the painting at that stage, and you are afraid to open the file again because you think you might ruin it. I think in digital it's not that big of a deal, but especially in analog, you can get quite a lot of anxiety when you do a big stroke poetry or something like that, like Bob Ross always does into the painting. But usually it's for the better. If you're constantly afraid, you won't create good art. Okay. Yes. It's okay-ish. And here we also have a bit of a tangent going. I don't really like the separation here. This might be a bit better. And let me switch to an oil brush to introduce some texture into the painting. Also, one good trick is to swap your image around and see if everything is still working. And I think here we do have a couple of problems. One thing to reconsider then is the light. After I fell down the anvil, I still tried to continue, but that was the moment where I should have quit the stream. I got grumpy, and this doesn't suit me. Yeah, I exactly know what you're talking about. Especially if it's getting late and all the people leaving, you're getting maybe a bit more grumpy than usual. I mean, not you in particular, like, it's just something that tends to happen. Soft round brush. Break this out. I think especially here. I want to make this a bit lighter. And I need to be really extra careful not to switch the lights and shadows around. Which is something that can happen. Yeah, that was exactly the thing. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, Ragnik. Yeah. As long as you have a bit of support, this is also in particular why I love to give a bit of, I guess hints is the wrong word, but a bit of support, yeah. Because that creates usually a good feeling for the streamer, and we do see a good amount of progress. It's also okay to be a bit, yeah, to have a bit of sarcasm when you fall down, so it's not like only positive feedback, because the game gives you also a bit of negative feedback as well. You need to have both in life. It's okay to be a bit cheeky, I think that's the word I wanted to say. But I had a great time that day, thank you very much for that. Yeah, fuck me, that's a nice... I also did have a nice day. It was a very nice stream. And I think now I switched the... yeah, okay. I switched around where the shadow is. Which is something that tends to happen when I switch with these reversed images. And we have a bit more saturation here, I think. Which lead to some very interesting results. Yeah, I like that. This takes the tangentiness a bit away. Let's go for an oil brush again. Had a bit of problems there with the controller. So, what do you think? Are we going somewhere? Is this working? look at the thumbnail again. I think we still have the composition down. It's important with all the details not to lose the composition. Sometimes this happens. You have to re-establish it. I do like it better this way though. It's good to paint flipped for a while. After a while you need to go back and look at the original design. Need to tone that down quite a bit. Let's go for the bit blendy soft brush. Hot Bros would take the biggest brush you can get and make a big black accent in front of everything else. Yeah, that is exactly what I was talking about earlier. Like, sometimes you need to have confidence and actually do that. With this one, I mean, we could go for some foreground element which grounds everything. That I have no idea what this foreground element then is. You can do that on another layer. We don't have to do that in front of everything. I think we need to blend some of these colors. Do we want to get rid of this? I almost think so. Because of the tangenty nature. Monkey Island vibes! Yeah! Who's this supposed to imprint? Yeah, this is me. As you know. This was done for Kellerabend's Limo-Konferenz. And he wanted to have something like a sea chanty with a bit of Monkey Island vibe. I'm not sure if he specified that, but I certainly looked that up and tried to go for something a bit similar in style. Where's the light coming from again? It's coming from here, so I guess this also should be quite dark. So this is not bad. Should be darker though. Yeah, at the moment it's just painting, just one step at a time, I guess. This should then be a bit more in the shadow. And we can maybe accentuate this edge here. I like that you try out so many different genres with your music composition. Oh, wacom, thank you so much. Yeah, I do tend to not focus on one genre, which I guess in the social media terms of things, it's a bad call. Usually you want to be that guy who does like 8-bit music, for example, and you want to be really the content creator you go to when you want to look at that specific style. But yeah, what can I say? I do like to experiment with a lot of different styles, and this is also the reason why I do art and music, because I couldn't decide. I just like both things, and I can't settle for one thing. And they all say this doesn't sound like Phyrexis anymore. Boo! Yeah, sometimes that then happens if you have like a fan group which is only there for one specific style. I guess this for me this won't happen because I do so many styles. I guess it could. I do think we messed that up a bit here. I feel like we should get rid of this little element here. It's okay to paint over certain edges and just to redraw them again. Usually that is easier than to stick exactly to the position it's supposed to be. I feel like I want to push all of this back, this intersection here. Let's grab the soft round brush, just push that all back a bit. Get the chalk brushed in again. Blend this a bit. Let's see. Yeah, I do think this looks a bit more organic. And here as well, I do want to emphasize the perspective quite a bit. This should be darker. Yeah, something like that. And emphasize this a bit more. You have the different vanishing points exactly at the right angle. Oh. What is happening now? I'm sorry. Let's look at the whole image again, and I don't know. Some parts look really nice, but it also looks a bit crowded, but that's usually a style I quite like to go for. I don't mind the crowdedness, but I guess you could argue that this, for example, should be a bit more in the background. Well, again, we are always doing the same things, right? We are designing some stuff, we look, is that working? Do we need to have that more up close or more in the background? And then we just adjust tonal values. I do need the grid for that. So what do you think? Did we do a good job with the first draft here? Obviously we have to iterate that further, but look at the first thumbnail. This thumbnail was chosen here. Can we zoom that in? Yeah. This is the thing that we started with. And some of the other thumbnails also look nice, but this was chosen by Taras. And I think we did a nice job. Maybe we can lighten this up even more. Maybe use the soft round brush here at the edge. Just a little bit. And go back to the chalk brush. I think the planes facing towards the Earth shouldn't be dark. Should be light instead. I don't know. If we're going for a realistic rendering, they should be dark. I think now a bit of downslide actually looks quite nice. Something like that. And I have neglected the midground quite a bit. I guess let's do that for a short while. Like I have very dark midgrounds here, so usually I would separate this out more, and maybe I do that. I think in part this has something to do with this element here, which is a lot more saturated and darker, as this is usually supposed to be in a realistic rendering. I do like the mist. And grab the really bright green again. And that was the color I was looking for. Still, I feel like we need to tone that down. It's a bit too much. think I also want to separate this out a bit more. Again, soft round brush. Yeah, this looks nicer. Maybe the same thing here. Oh, wrong brush. Oh, why not? This also goes a bit more in the background. It's actually quite subtle if you think about it. What we're doing here is not massive transformations of value, rather a couple of adjustments here, a couple there. And again, I do want to have the grid, the short moment. Don't want my lines to follow it. And here I have a bit of a problem with the light. I do want this to be separated. I think here we can maybe introduce a bit of red colors. There's something about red shadow colors that I really dig. Usually they are more on the bluish side, since I guess we can have the opposite. We have a bit more bluish lights. Like in this case, very greenish lights. Okay, we need to, yes, push that down a bit. I do think so. Can we have before and after? I just need to copy that. Maybe not as strong, just like that. I do think this is better. Well, let's merge that down. Want to add a bit of texture here. Light is coming from here, just be aware of that fact. I do think I want to go back to the chop brush.
Launched your own rocket, and a whole new world of excitement awaits you.
Looks cool, at least in my opinion. This is the sharper chop brush. Ragnik, you need to save. I do need to save. I haven't done that in a long time. Maybe I also need to grab something to drink. Please don't crash. Please don't do this to me. Okay, it didn't. Still says writing to file though. Why does it still say writing to file? I think I saved all of the brush strokes again. This is why it takes so long. I do think they could have come up with another way of saving it rather than saving all of the little steps as a little JPEG. Yeah, I think I'll leave it like that, and just when I do the next stream, I open a new file and continue with timelapse turned on from there. But how Clip Studio Paint actually saves the file is they, like I said, they do a little JPEG on each of my brush strokes and then just put them all together. This is why the file sizes get really huge. And I don't think that's the best way to do it. Like, Ragnar, do you remember the earlier Sierra games, like King's Quest 1 and 2? They had like routines for drawing the vector graphics directly on the screen because the bitmaps didn't fit the floppy disks they were on. Like, basically it had vector format, like this was 100, this was 200, and I say paint a line from 100 to 200. Yeah, obviously also for the X and Y coordinates. And you can actually reverse engineer this and do a high-res version of the earlier Surreal games because of that drawing routine. And I think something like that would be great in Clip Studio Paint to actually like recreate the file with the brushes available, and this way you could get away with a lot less space and a lot lower saving times. I think that would be a cool idea. Okay. Do want to have a couple of lines here. I guess the chalk brush is best for something like that. Seed a bit. Cool. not a big fan of this particular blue line. We have this weird intersection here. There's some potential to optimize that saving progress. Yeah, I also think so. I mean, even if that's not like the best solution to the problem, in a lot of other programs like Procreate, the saving progress is much faster. So yeah, I guess you can also optimize the progress itself without inventing a new algorithm. Oh, that looks nice. Okay. I do think we are coming a bit to an end, at least for this stream. I do want to continue this though. I feel like it has a lot of potential, but still need to fix a couple of things. I don't know, I think I would like to have some elements in here. Hast du den Song mit einem Trecker gemacht? Nein. Was war das denn für ein Song? Das muss ich noch gerade gucken. Das ist... Ach, steht da on Stream. Demonic Hunter. Nein. Wie alle meine Songs habe ich die in Cubase gemacht. Aber ich habe so ein bisschen halt mich daran orientiert, auch wie halt ein Tracker funktioniert und habe dann halt versucht, das so ein bisschen zu reproduzieren. hätte auch mal wieder Lust, was mit dem Tracker zu machen, aber ja, keine Ahnung. Weiß ich nicht, ob ich da Lust drauf hätte. Ja, das Ding ist halt, das dauert dann so ewig lange. And again, for my English viewers, sorry for the short German break here. I was just talking about the music that we hear in the background. How I did the music. Okay, let's have a quick look to where we started and where we are now and evaluate our progress. Like, we started here, right? That's where we started. And now we are here. And I think for one stream, that's quite a lot of progress. I'm not digging everything. I think we also have a couple of edges that are too hard. But for the most part, it was nice progress. I've never worked with the tracker yet, only the modern tools. Yeah, you can use something like modplug tracker, which is a bit of a compromise. It is a tracker, but it is a modern one which runs on Windows natively. I think that there are also Linux and Mac OS X versions as well, and it definitely has a more user-friendly AI. GUI. That is what I wanted to say, not AI. Okay. I think that's it for today. And we will continue this painting in the next art stream, which will be on Friday. And I also do have a couple of announcements concerning retro games. I will stream, but we might have a bit of other times for the retro content, but I will do that in the Discord, so I hope that's okay. Okay, let's leave it like this. Looks nice so far, nothing I could paint in my life. Actually, I think you can. It just takes a while. I think everybody can paint. It's just a matter if you want to invest as much time. Because when you want to paint something like this, you obviously have to invest quite a lot of time. Yeah, okay. I think in the next stream we will take a bit more care at the foreground. And I also might push things around at least a bit. But yeah, okay, let's save. And I do think we're just Ragnik and me here, so I don't think I will raid. This always looks a bit weird. Just to raid with me and maybe one viewer. I don't know. I think I will just quit the stream. And for Ragnik, you go wherever you want to go. Because I have to go now. I have to water the crops. And this is why we have fixed times to end, at least for the next 2 weeks. This is part of my job now. Okay, I'll just wait until the file has been written, and then we just stop the stream. Okay, thank you all for going on this artistic journey with me. It sounds like playing Stardew Valley. The song you mean? Yeah, I do like that also quite a bit. I think we are now at the 8-bit songs. Yeah, all of the 8-bit songs are watering the crops. Yeah, it is real life Stardew Valley. I don't intend to become a farmer, but I do have to do that. So, otherwise they will all meet the Grim Reaper. I want to avoid that. No farming for me. Thank you. Okay, I just quit the stream, and Ragnik, maybe you can inform me when you are playing Getting Over It again, then I will be there as well. Thank you for the stream. Yeah, no problem. What is crazy is that most of the viewer base that I have actually comes from YouTube. This is, I think I get like 3-4 subscribers on YouTube now in I think a day or sometimes 2. It's actually crazy progress, at least from my little channel. Yeah, so basically I do this both for Twitch and for YouTube. I tried, but I think I will do it spontaneous. Yeah, that's fine too. I mean, you can just drop me a short line. At least I want to be aware of that I can adjust my streaming schedule accordingly. But yeah, we will get around that. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna quit the stream now. Goodbye everybody. Take care.